really go after President Biden. He really hammered him for, quote, lying. Watch this.
It expands early voting in Georgia. The president said it ended it. Listen, here's what Joe Biden's got to live with when he wakes up this morning on Easter morning. He is doing exactly what he sat around in the campaign and the transition accused Donald Trump of doing. He is lying to cause racial divisions in this country. That's what he accused Donald Trump of doing, and he's a liar and a hypocrite. Let's talk about what the Georgia law is really about, because we haven't had much of that. Drop boxes now become a permanent part of the Georgia landscape. They were not prior to COVID. They are now. Minimum of 17 days of early voting, including 2 Saturdays and 2 optional Sundays. You're going to have all voters being able to have multiple ways to prove who they are. Driver's license, last 4 numbers of your social security number, even a utility bill, or a free ID provided by the state of Georgia. And voting is going to be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., as it is right now in Georgia.
He laid it out there pretty deftly. So what do you think of what's with all the misleading reporting on this and the Democrat misleading and their top spin? What's going on?
Well, this is the playbook, straight out of the Democratic playbook. And certainly the Washington Post gave Joe Biden 4 Pinocchios. I mean, even CNN has admitted that they're misleading people and that they're telling lies. And when you have those networks and that paper, when you have them actually exposing Democrats, then you know there is a problem. But this is the way the Democrats want to do it. They want to misinform people. They want to mislead people, and they want to lie to people. This made voting easier in the state of Georgia and cheating harder. I applaud the state legislature for what they did. They have improved the voting regulations in the state of Georgia, which 75% of Georgians said that we needed more voter ID. We needed better regulations. 60% of all Democrats said it, and 69% of African Americans agreed to that.
You know, Major League Baseball has hypocrisy too. You need a photo ID to pick up tickets at will call. We also have 35 states and dozens of countries that have voter ID, including Mexico, Canada, and France. The Supreme Court has backed voter ID. I mean, Georgia is basically tightening the rules that were dramatically loosened during the 2020 election that led to widespread chaos. You know, we also have reporter Phil Wegman. He asked White House Press Secretary Joe Psaki, okay, you're for Major League, boycotting Atlanta, Georgia. Are you going to boycott the 2022 Winter Olympics in China? She didn't like that question.
No, and I can understand why. I mean, the hypocrisy here with Major League Baseball to begin with. I mean, here's Major League Baseball trying to punish a state that makes it easier to vote, that expands voting. And yet, here in the same week that they removed the All-Star game from the state of Georgia, they went and signed a contract with a communist China-backed company. I mean, the hypocrisy there is just ridiculous. Look at communist China and what they're doing. And I mean, they are slamming Hong Kong. They're persecuting minorities, and their human rights violations are just horrible.
Let's watch basketball legend Charles Barkley. He is saying that politicians are basically dividing with race wars in order to raise money and to stay in power. Let's listen to Charles Barkley. Watch.
Man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer.
He's saying to not like each other, to divide and conquer. What your final word, Congressman?
Well, this is exactly what the Democrats are doing. This is what they're doing by spreading misinformation, by spreading lies. When we made voting easier and made cheating harder in the state of Georgia, we expanded voting. If you voted legally in November of 2020, you can vote legally now, but you're going to find it a lot harder to cheat if you cheated.
Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Coming up, former federal prosecutor Jim Trusty on Hunter Biden's big 180. He doesn't remember if he owns that infamous laptop. Then he admits he, quote, certainly could be his. So where's the media? Where's Facebook? Where's Twitter apologizing after wrongly censoring the New York Post Hunter Biden story? Hunter Biden appears to now be admitting to it. Story next.